Hey, this is Dr. Marisa, women's hormone expert, author, and the host of the Essentially You podcast. And today, I am literally gonna set you up for success. Now, hands down, one of the most important things that you can do for your metabolism is flatten your blood sugar curve first thing in the morning, because it sets the tone for the rest of the day. And this becomes especially important as we get older and become more insulin resistant, especially in women after the age of 40. Now, if we don't have some level of metabolic flexibility in our 40s, how are we going to have it in our 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond? Now, if you don't eat breakfast, this rule still applies. It's important that the first meal that you eat to break your fast on any given day of the week is a meal that doesn't cause a blood sugar spike and crash, because the first meal of the day will set the tone for your metabolism for the rest of the day. It's the difference maker between you chasing snacks all day long or you feeling full and energized. Now, when you choose to create a metabolically boosting morning routine and have a metabolically healthy breakfast, you'll feel and function so much better throughout the day without cravings or feeling sluggish, which is exactly what so many of us want. I know that's what I want. Now, it's a common misconception that eating something sweet for breakfast is good or even okay because it'll give us that little extra energy to get up and go. But the current research shows that the more carbs or sugar that we have for breakfast means less available energy during the day because it is stored as fat. And we also know that a sugary breakfast meal that spikes our blood sugar is going to definitely leave us feeling more hungry again sooner. And even worse, a sugary breakfast will deregulate our blood sugar levels for the rest of the day, which means we have a greater chance of lunch and dinner hitting big glucose spikes as well, because our blood sugar is still all over the place from breakfast. And it may even last longer than a day. Depending on how big that blood sugar spike was, it could take a full 2 days to recover. So given how much sugar and refined carbs impact our metabolism and energy levels throughout the day, especially when we eat those things in the morning, I want to talk about what we can do to really optimize our energy and optimize our metabolism kicking off our morning. Now, to keep it simple, as I talk about all the time, it's important to eat a savory breakfast filled with hormone-loving foods. And what I mean by that is metabolically loving foods. Now, when you build out your savory breakfast, protein is critical. One of my best friends, Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, would say we need to step up our protein consumption by consuming 0.75 to 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass. For example, a woman who weighs 130 pounds and has lean body mass of 100 pounds, I would recommend between 85 to 100 grams of protein a day. That's approximately 25 to 35 grams of protein per meal. Now, protein-rich foods such as meat, fish, eggs, legumes, nuts, and seeds can help increase your metabolism for several hours. This is known because your body requires energy to actually digest proteins. This is known as the thermic effect of food. Now, the thermic effect of food refers to the number of calories your body needs to digest, absorb, and process the nutrients from your meal. Research shows that protein-rich foods increase the thermic effect the most. For example, they increase your metabolic rate by 15 to 30%, compared with 5 to 10% for carbs and 0 to 3% for fats. Now, it's important to note that most women aren't getting enough protein, especially as we enter our 40s and beyond, and that a low protein diet leads to a decline in muscle mass and optimal metabolic function. Now, I rarely meet women or someone who identifies as a woman who doesn't need at least 85 to 100 grams of protein per day. This amount can obviously be higher depending on how athletic you are. Next up, it's important that we incorporate a lot of healthy fats to your breakfast. Now, here's some of my favorites: olive oil, ghee, avocado, nuts and seeds, chia seeds, and flax seeds, and even butter if you can tolerate it. And then you want to top this savory breakfast with a lot of fiber. I'm talking veggies for breakfast. Honestly, I'm talking veggies for every single meal of the day. Now, today my breakfast was chicken with a big salad with avo and an olive oil vinaigrette. I had all kinds of yummy veggies mixed in. Arugula was my base. I mean, it was so delicious because I'm a big fan of leftovers for breakfast, and that's literally what I focused on today. And I've been sharing a lot of my blood sugar friendly meals on Instagram stories in case you want to go check them out at Dr. Marisa on Instagram. So what I wanted to do to kind of give you an idea, because it's one thing for me to talk about changing your breakfast to be a more savory breakfast, but I want to give you some breakfast and brunch ideas. Again, my favorite, leftovers from the night before, whether it is a burger or it's chicken or it's fish or it's lentils. I mean, getting where you fit in, protein focused, fiber, and healthy fats. Next, omelets loaded with veggies and protein and some avocado. Or turkey sausage with eggs and sauteed spinach. This is a favorite from a restaurant down the street from me called Nectarine Grove. Another one is a veggie scramble, or smoked salmon, avocado, and tomato. Or something really easy, a protein smoothie with some mixed greens, flaxseed, maybe some frozen cauliflower, avocado, and a half a cup of berries. I mean, getting where you fit in, just get it in there. Next, a breakfast bowl with sauteed spinach and black beans as a base, protein and veggies. Or it could also be a really yummy salad with protein, some nuts and seeds, and a diverse array of different vegetables and some berries, whatever floats your boat. What I really want to impart here is that we've got to change the narrative around breakfast. Breakfast foods, especially a lot of the ones in the market, are highly processed, highly refined carbs, starches, and sugar, and it's not feeding and fueling our future brain and our future mitochondria. So that's why I wanted to give you some savory breakfast ideas to be thinking about, like, how can I really flip the script on what I'm eating to really fuel my future body? Okay, so now that you've got some breakfast ideas, I also want to share with you how to create a metabolically boosting morning routine, because this is my favorite one. This is what I do every single day. First things first is I drink a big glass of water. Often it's my belly slim down water that I love for your liver, your gut, to help you de-bloat and just function better. We are chronically dehydrated. And what I do is I have a huge glass jar, purified water. I have Meyer lemons ready to squeeze in, some mint leaves, and usually some cucumber. And if I'm feeling spicy, a little cayenne pepper or some ginger root, maybe a little cinnamon to really boost the metabolism and to get a little flavor there, right? And I just pound that out the gate. I take my thyroid medication, off to the races. Also, if you want, you can always add some apple cider vinegar. Again, it's great for stabilizing blood sugars. Or if you are not a fan of drinking apple cider vinegar, I'm not a fan. I highly recommend taking an Herbal blood sugar balancing supplement to literally set the tone for your day to keep your blood sugar more stable. So if you're concerned about your blood sugar or you're concerned about metabolic flexibility, you can even kick off your morning with a blood sugar balancing supplement like my glucose support. That's the reason why I built it and made it, was that if you take it at 8 a.m. in the morning, then take another one. I recommend 2 in the morning and then 2 before dinner. You will, over time, lower your blood sugar, especially post-meal blood sugar, by like 40%. So it's worth definitely adding it into the routine. I don't know about you. I take a lot of supplements as it is. And so adding one more that's going to help keep my blood sugar and metabolism happy is a total win for me. So that's why I have the glucose support supplement that I think is so worth taking. One of the reasons why I love it is that it keeps insulin from becoming too resistant. So it's great at creating more insulin sensitivity. And it is great for, again, stabilizing blood sugar post-meal. And that's what I love about having a really good metabolically flexible morning routine, is that you really get to set the tone for the rest of the day. Now, the other thing I wanted to share about setting yourself up for success is, again, you having your water, you've got your glucose support supplement, and then whatever hot beverage you're going to be drinking, just make sure that whatever milk you put in it or whatever other yummy ingredients you put in it, that there's no sugar, right? So look out for your oat milk, look out for your almond milk. I was just at a coffee shop the other day that I know has sugary almond milk, and I just asked her, I'm like, do you guys have any milk substitutes, nut milks, that don't have sugar in them? And she listed all of her nut milks, and I was like, I'm pretty sure those have sugar in them. She's like, do you want me to go grab the box? And I said, yes, I would love for you to go grab the almond milk container. Sure enough, to her surprise, it had 8 grams of sugar in like a half cup serving, which would have absolutely been what I was going to get in my cappuccino. And so it's important to be looking at these things, read the labels, see how much sugar in these, ideally always unsweetened. You skip the sugar, skip the oat milk, make sure that you're not adding extra sugar to your coffee or tea. And then again, the other thing is making sure that meal, whatever time you kick off that first meal of the day, that it is savory, protein focused. This is what's going to help set you up for success. Now, if you are concerned about insulin resistance or you're concerned about not having that metabolic flexibility and you do want a little support, as I mentioned, the glucose support is a game changer. And as I mentioned, I recommend taking 2 capsules right before breakfast around 8 a.m. to help keep your blood sugar levels flat throughout the whole day. This will support you all day long. And then I recommend taking another 2 capsules before dinner when we're most insulin resistant to help level out your blood sugar, especially post-meal in the evening. And this will help to diminish late night cravings and sleep issues so that you wake up in a fat burning state the next day. And you'll find that when you're consistent with this protocol, that your blood sugar and your insulin levels will become steady. They will decline if they're high. And overall, you're supporting metabolic flexibility in terms of having more energy and less cravings. So I will have the link to check out glucose support inside the show notes. And I highly recommend at least trying creating your own metabolic routine and really being mindful of the way that you kick off that first meal of the day, because it makes all the difference. Now, if you're loving these tips, be sure to subscribe to the show for more easy recommendations on how to heal your hormones and how to upgrade your health. Until the next episode, have a great day.